Hey everybody, it's your girl Nell and welcome to day 2 of Nellsgiving. Happy Nellsgiving everybody. You may be saying to yourself, what is this vlogging day 2, Nellsgiving? What is this madness that Nell has going on? Well, this is the month of November. November is the best month out of the year. I said it, I did. And why? Because it was the month that your girl Nell was born in. Sweet, sweet November. So, in honor of my birthday month, in honor of my son's birthday, which is on the 4th, my brother's birthday, which is on the 9th, we are celebrating Nellsgiving, right? Because I'm going to be giving to you. Because what did the Bible say? That it is better to give than to receive. And I feel so good when I'm giving of myself to other people, to the world, to the universe. So happy Nellsgiving to you. It is day 2 of vlogging, of 30 days of vlogging. So what am I doing today in the tiny studio? Well, this was like a self-care type of Saturday. So when I woke up, I had coffee and all that great stuff, but I basically stayed in bed. And I didn't watch any cartoons because usually on Saturday mornings, I watch cartoons. But I did have some cereal. I had a bowl of cereal in the bed. So I had some cereal. And what did I do? I watched Dr. Carr, Dr. Greg Carr and Karen Hunter from Narrative on YouTube. I watched their episode for the day in class with Dr. Carr. You can find that on YouTube. What else did I? Oh, I love depression glass. So the Michigan Depression Glass Society is holding its annual conference right now this weekend in Dearborn, Michigan. I believe it's being held at the Dearborn Performing Arts Center. I think that's what I heard. The Dearborn Performing Arts Center. I think that's where it's being held at. It's today and tomorrow. It's almost 6 o'clock right now. I believe it is a little bit after 6 p.m. Right now in Florida Eastern Standard Time. But if you are in Michigan, or in the Detroit area, you can hang out at the Depression Glass Conference at the Dearborn Performing Arts Center tomorrow I think they said between the hours of 10 to 4 or 9 to 4. It's one of those hours. Go on their website and see what the time is, but you can still get a chance to see all the wonderful, wonderful pieces that they had. Because they not only had dealers, depression glass dealers who are, depression glass sellers, dealers, sellers, it's all the same thing, right? But they're not only going to have people there who specialize in collecting depression glass, but they also had sellers there who collect Corningware and Pyrex, and it was something else that I noticed that they had. But what caught my eye besides the depression glass was the Pyrex. Now, I've recently started collecting Pyrex. Now, I've had Pyrex pieces before, basically made by Hamilton Beach. So I use that a lot in my baking business. But recently I've been recollecting milk glass Pyrex, and more prominently the Daisy. I think it's the Daisy collection of Pyrex that came out in 1968. Well, it was manufactured from the years 1968 to 1973. So I have 2 bowls of the Daisy in the Daisy pattern in my collection right now. So I'm looking to acquire 2 more bowls. I think it's the 2.5 quart mixing bowl, and I can't think of the other one. It's I think they're both 2.5, but they're in the color of yellow. So I'm really excited about. Or was it 1 point? I think one is 2.5 and the other is 1.5. So I'm excited to get into this Pyrex collecting field, and I'm more interested in not just collecting, but as I said in a previous video, I prepared a baking station for myself and the tiny studio assistant. She loves to bake. I love to bake. I used to bake professionally, and I just wanted to set aside an area that will motivate myself and inspire her to really really sharpen her baking skills and to want to learn more about baking. So I have all my cookbooks out and on display, and all my baking books, and my introduction to French cooking by the late great Julia Child. I have first editions, and then of course I got to put my skin folk up. So I have my Patti LaBelle cookbooks up. My do you remember watching Cooking with the Neely Down Home, or what's it called, Down Home with the Neelys, or Southern Cooking with the Neelys? I don't remember, but they had this great television show on the Food Network, and I think it was called Down Home with the Neelys, Pat and Gina Neely. But they've since divorced, but I have several of their cookbooks up there on display in the kitchen. I have a book by an author that I interviewed some years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, and in my outside the tiny studio life as a journalist. And she wrote a book about Ghana, about cooking different meals that are traditional to Ghana. Ghana, Africa. And so I have her book on display. And but one of the most important books I think I might share with you this beautiful Nellsgiving month is a book that belonged to my mother. And it was given to her as a wedding present by her Girl Scout leader, troop leader. And the name of the book is called The Ebony Soul Food Cookbook. The Ebony Soul Food Cookbook. Now, if you recall, Ebony Magazine used to publish recipes inside every month. Every edition of Ebony had a recipe in it, or an article dedicated to fine dining, African American fine dining, or African American soul food. So there's a whole, and I believe there were a series of Ebony soul food cookbooks, if I am correct, but I'm going to do some research on it. But I'm going to share that cookbook with you here in the tiny studio for Nellsgiving. That would be great, to look at those recipes and to get ready for Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I'm sure you might celebrate Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or whatever it is that you may do around this time of year when it's supposed to be the celebration of the pilgrims and all of that ridiculousness. And I have to say that because, I love the month of November, and I love the beginning of the holiday season because I just enjoy the energy of it. I love the way the feeling is when you go to the stores, when you shop, and it's just a whole vibe here in the United States when it's the holiday season. When after Halloween, then you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have New Year's Eve, New Year's. It's just a great feeling in the United States. It's nothing like it. So but I've always had an issue with Thanksgiving per se because of my heritage as an indigenous person, or a progeny of an indigenous woman. I just have an issue with Thanksgiving, but I do not poo-poo those who celebrate it, or those who believe that Thanksgiving is a time for family. So I get it. I understand. But maybe I will share some of the recipes in that Ebony Soul Food Cookbook with you to get you ready for Thanksgiving. What are your thoughts about that? Now, there was a recipe in the book that there were several recipes that I have tried from the Ebony Soul Food Cookbook. But there is a particular recipe that I'm really thinking about trying, and it is the eggnog recipe. Now, listen, this time of year, child, I'm always down for the eggnog because I love eggnog. I don't know, eggnog and candy corn. Which one do I like more? Eggnog, candy corn. It's a toss up. But I love eggnog, and I've been saying it for the past few years to my children that I was going to make some homemade eggnog. Hey, honey, how was your workout? Oh, look at you. You really worked out, huh? I can see it. I can see it on your shirt. It's sweaty.
Oh, no, I think this shirt is already automatically.
Okay. My honey just came back from the gym. So anyhow, my kids, I say it every year, but my kids have been asking me, for the past few years, well, hey, Mom, you have said that you were going to make some homemade eggnog. When are you going to do it? And, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it together. But I haven't done it yet. But I think I'm going to do it this year. I have my whole little baking station set up. I have everything prepared. So I can, all I have to do is go out and get some eggs, right? And, spend about $25 on some eggs. And some vanilla, to get it together. But I think it would be great. What you think, honey?
You think it's gonna cost you $25?
No, I'm just playing with that. I'm joking about the eggs. But people are talking about the inflation and how high everything is. So I'm thinking about really doing it this time. So I might go and get some really good organic brown eggs from the health food store, because I have to get the eggnog recipe. I'm gonna need about a dozen eggs almost. Yeah. And then the way you make it is you make it in form of a custard, and then after you cook it, because you don't want to no raw eggs. We're not doing that. So you have to cook it up in the form of a custard, and then you refrigerate it, and that's the eggnog recipe. But I'm gonna go back over it, but I really do believe that is how you make it. And then let me think. I have another Southern cooking. I think it's called the Southern Cooking Bible, or the Complete Southern Cooking. What is the name of that book? I interviewed this author too. Years ago. I had like a in my outside the tiny studio, my professional world, I had a podcast years and years and years ago, before podcasts became a big deal. I had a whole little show, and I would interview authors that related to the African American experience. And this guy, he was not white. I mean, he was not black. He was a white guy, and he wrote this whole book. It was like the Southern Cooking Encyclopedia, and he had a whole lot of cool recipes in there. And I cooked some of them, and they were really, really good, very authentic to the African American experience. But this was a Caucasian dude that wrote the book, so I really, I had a really good conversation with him. If I can find the link to that interview that I had with him, I'll let you know. I'll post it in the community portion of the channel. But anyhow, he had a recipe for eggnog as well, but it wasn't cooked. The egg yolks and everything was not cooked. The liquor, when you add the liquor is what will cook the eggnog. I mean, it cooked the yolk. Yeah, that's what you would do. It would have, well, I guess it could, but his recipe had rum. So he was using rum. Yeah, regular dark rum. And that's what was cooking. That's what cooked the egg yolks. Yeah. So, and he also he had the egg yolks, and then he had the vanilla, nutmeg, cinnamon, all that good stuff. And he had whipped cream. And you add all of that, and then you add, after you mix all of that up together, and then you will add the rum, the dark rum to it. And then, you would have your eggnog. And basically, like I said, the eggs are cooked because of the liquor. So I thought that was interesting. But since my husband is, his immune system is not top tier yet, I thought that I would just go ahead and cook it the way that the recipe is in the Ebony Soul Food Cookbook from, 55 plus years ago, where I'm actually making a custard and then freezing it or refrigerating it and then putting it into a container and then adding a little liquor to it, and then you have what? Eggnog. So I'm really thinking about doing. I think I will. I want to teach the Tiny Studio sister how to make it because she loves eggnog too, and she's the main person that says, "Hey, mom, when you're gonna make some eggnog? Are you gonna make eggnog this year?" So I think I'll go ahead and do that. And that might, keep some coins in our pocket because I am the eggnog queen during this time of year. But anyhow, so what you getting ready to do, honey?
Oh, I'll let you finish the show.
Oh, okay. You gonna watch some football?
Yeah, see what the Michigan score.
Okay, the honey, he's getting ready to watch the Michigan game. He is doing so much better, y'all, and he's actually going to the gym and doing strength training to get his strength up and his body, together again. It's just a wonderful thing to see him, doing the things that he does, and it's really inspirational to my entire family to see him, because he was in the fight of his life, just thinking 2 years ago, right now, we had learned, that he had male breast cancer. So it really changed the dynamics of our family and made us start thinking about things in a more intense way. Not that we weren't the type of people that loved on each other, that believed in family and all of those things, but when you are really faced with the possibility that you could lose someone you love, it really changes the way you see life and the way you see your family and the way you love on them, because you begin to love on your family with intention, pure intention. And that's the lesson that everyone in our family, my kids, myself, my husband, that's one of the things we learned, to love on each other intensely. That's purposefully. Family is everything. And we really strongly believe that. So today I am drinking some tea. I'm drinking some Hyssop tea. Yes, I am. Why did I drink Hyssop tea? I drink Hyssop tea because it's really good for inflammation. It's really good for cardiovascular health. So if you're having issues with your heart, with blood flow, you're having issues with, I should say, circulation. If you're having issues with water gain, things of that nature, drink some Hyssop tea. It's really good for you. I try to drink it like 3 times a week. I try not to drink it every day because it's a diuretic. So, if you want to be on the toilet all day, then, Hyssop tea is the way to go. But if you are, you're having some issues with water, maybe some edema going on, Hyssop tea is really good. Hyssop, red clover, hawthorn, all of those teas are really good for the cardiovascular system. So I have them in my pantry, in the kitchen, because that is where I keep all the herbal remedies, all of the medicine or medicinal things in that part of the kitchen. I think it's another thing about I want to say about intent, is that when you are living a life of purpose, when you have this viewpoint of life that you want to get the most out of it, then there are some things that you're going to be doing every day to make sure that you are getting the most out of life. And one of the lessons that I learned, and I happen to, when I forget, I get, knocked upside the head. by life, by the universe, in a way reminding me that you have to live intentional and live with purpose and live your best life every day. And for me, living my best life every day and living with intent and with purpose, I have to constantly remind myself that I had a cardiovascular event 7 years ago. So in order to keep living and being strong and healthy and vibrant, then I have to do things daily to ensure that my heart is healthy and continue to be healthy and strong. So drinking hyssop tea, hawthorn tea, red clover, chamomile, dandelion, things like that. And, keeping my heart healthy by, drinking grape juice, eating grapes. What else? It's really important. It's very important because it shows that you honor life and that you are respectful of the circle of life. And if you are here right now in this realm, in this universe, and you're walking around and you're living and you're thriving, then the best way that you can show that you respect the universe is by taking care of yourself, And those are the lessons that repeatedly are spoken to me and that I try my best to adhere to every day. Now, do I screw up sometimes? I screw up all the time. I be doing things I know I should not be doing. But as I get older and I see that the pattern of, the missteps that I have made, I also feel that the cost and the toll on my body, mentally and physically, is just not worth it. And so I have to constantly remind myself to stay on the course. Now, like I said, I do screw up sometimes, but I make sure that I acknowledge the screw up. I look and see or ascertain as to where I screwed up at, and then I consciously make the effort to do better. I hear people that are my age who say, well, that's just the way I am. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. But we're not dogs. We're not animals. We're human beings. We are spirit creatures having a physical existence. So yes, we can learn new things. We just have to want to, right? Right. So today, even though it's the evening, it's about a little bit after 6, probably about almost 6:30. I have a book review that I need to write, and so I'm going to do that. It's very brief and short, to the point. And so I can't really show you the book, but I can't show you the book. I can't show it to you because it's not exactly out yet. I want to show you the book, but I'll show you this part of it. Ooh, that's enough. I can't show you anything else. So I have to write that. And I was going to pull out a laptop to do it, but I think that I'm going to just use my tablet. And I bought a keyboard for my tablet. I have a Samsung, I think it's a Samsung Galaxy S9 series tablet. And I really love that tablet. But, but, that's bad. But the tablet that I bought to go with it, the Samsung tablet, I didn't like the way the keyboard was set up. I felt like the keyboard itself, the keys on, well, this is not it. The keyboard itself, the tabs were too close together. I didn't like that. And then one of the tabs came off the keyboard, and I was like, you know what? I spent like $100 and some bucks on this dang keyboard to go to the S9 tablet, and this don't make no sense, And so I went ahead and I got another keyboard for it. Now, what I was really thinking about doing is buying another laptop in general. Just getting another laptop. My laptop died on me last year. Was it last year? 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, my laptop died almost 2 years ago. So you may be saying, well, what have you been doing? How have you been working? Well, my husband has 2 laptops. And so I've been working on one of his laptops. And I love it. It's a really good laptop. I think it's a Lenovo. And so I've been working on his laptop for a while, working and, doing other things that I do on the laptop with, school work, all of that stuff. I've been using his laptop. But this is all in preparation for me to soon get a laptop, soon break down and buy my own laptop, which I'm probably going to do at the end of this year. When the sales go up, I'll probably get a laptop then. Because I'm like real, how do I want to say this? I'm like a tech snob to a certain extent, because I don't mind spending a grip or so on a really good piece of technology, but I'm looking for a deal. Yes, sort of, perhaps, but I'm also looking for something that I know that's going to last me. So my last laptop lasted me for almost 10 years. And that was a really good laptop. And what was that? I can't think of the name of that laptop right now. Let me see. But that was a really good laptop, and I really loved it. And I hated the fact that I couldn't get any more updates on it, and that it just eventually died on me. I took it to the shop, or my husband took it to the shop, and the guy was like, "Hey, your laptop has seen better days." It's a Hewlett Packard. So it's a Hewlett Packard Pavilion. That's what it is. So back then, I bought that laptop from Best Buy, and I bought it from Best Buy, and it cost me almost $1,000, and it was a really good laptop. I love that laptop. I had it for 10 years. So now that I'm looking for laptops again, I almost bought one back in September, but I decided I was going to wait. I was going to wait until the holiday season come around, or end of the year, until the holiday season or end of the year sales. And so I'm an Android user. So all of my, as I said, my tablet is a new S9 Plus. And then I have, Samsung. So I'm an Android user. I'm a Samsung person. And so the laptop that I saw that I was thinking about getting is the new Samsung laptop. But since it's brand new, I wanted to wait 6 months to make sure that it's going to be a good deal for me, as far as being able to use it to not just for grad school work, the load that I have for grad school, but also for filming, editing, all those good things. So I decided I would wait, and so I've been using my husband's laptop in the meantime. But I bought a keyboard to go to my S9 Plus, and I purchased this on Amazon, and it's really good. And I'm going to type up it lights up. I really like this. You see how the keys are spaced nicely and everything? It's a really great keyboard, and I love working on it. It's a great keyboard, and but it doesn't feel substantial, but it's okay. It came with a case. So this is what the case looks like. So my tablet will go right here, and then I will could position it like this on my desk here in the tiny studio. And of course, this part right here is where my S Pen goes. But the one thing about this that I don't like is that I cannot use this as a regular case for my S9 Plus. It's too fragile. it's not substantial enough to hold the tablet in and the keyboard. So I just use it for just the keyboard and when I'm getting ready to type up some things. For the my everyday daily use, I found this case on Amazon and I use this because it is a look. It's great. Toss it on the bed. Everything is fine. So I really like that as far as my tablet case. But that's what I'm going to be doing after I hop off the line with you. I'm going to get that reviewed together and turn that in to my editor. And after that, I'm just going to continue to do some self-care. I'm just going to continue to enjoy my Saturday. I think Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back on tonight on the OWN channel. So, I'm going to watch that. And, what I forgot to tell you is that I use the, that new facial cleansing brush. I used it. And look at my skin. It's just very, very clean. It looks good. Did a really great job. I used the cleansing brush and I used the Mary Kay 4-in-1 Time-Wise cleanser. And I used that on my face. And it did a really good job. Now, I didn't use the first level. The first level on the brush was just a little too soft for me. And so when I kicked it up to the second level, that really did the trick. And my skin feels so soft, very soft, and it doesn't feel dry. I used the Mary Kay Time-Wise, as I said before, 4-in-1 cleanser, and then I used that water, what's it called? Hyaluronic water, which is supposed to be hydrate your face, moisturize your face. And so it does. It feels really good. And now that I'm looking into the camera, it looks good. It doesn't look or feel dry at all. It doesn't look dry. I don't see any dry patches on my skin. So that facial cleansing brush really worked. And I want to thank you, Sassy Jones, Miss Cherise, for putting me on to that. Thank you so much. All right, so it's 32 minutes out from the hour, and I am going to hop off of here because I have some things I need to get finished. And you know what? I'm still debating, am I going to write this review or not? But I have the keyboard out, so I guess I could. But this is a really good keyboard, even though I feel like if you bend it a certain kind of way, it might break on you. It might break on me, but it's really a really good keyboard. And I like how it lights up though. See that? That's cool. That's what's up. I really like that. But let me hop off of here and stop procrastinating and write that book review. Let me just go ahead and do that. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of Nellsgiving. If there's any type of topics you would like for me to discuss here in the tiny studio, let me know and I will do my best and put that on the schedule for Nellsgiving. All right, then, do not forget to subscribe and to hit that like button. Okay, I'm getting kind of tired. It's getting dark outside. Can you believe that? I think daytime savings starts tomorrow was really tonight, midnight. So we have to do what? Fall back. I really hate falling back. Why don't we just spring forward and stay? Spring forward and stay. If I am correct, too, we had a some type of thing put on the ballot here on Florida that was supposed to eliminate the daylight savings thing. And when we sprung forward, that was supposed to be it. But for some reason, I think it was Rick Scott killed it. Even though the voters said, let's end this daylight savings mess. And we voted for that. I think Rick Scott was the one that said, no, we're going to keep on doing it. I don't care what the people say. So I am out of here. Hopefully you have already, voted, because I believe early voting ended on Friday, and then of course Tuesday, November the 5th, is when the general election begins. So let's get ready. Let's get ready and go. Kamala Harris 2024. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.